Hey guys, so Tom Ford released a brand new lip product. It is called the Lacquer Luxe. I picked up 6 colors and there are 2 finishes. There is a matte finish, it's more of a soft matte finish, and then a vinyl or high shine finish. So I have 4 of the mattes and 2 of the high shines, and I purchased them off of Sephora. They are $55 each. I will be doing lip and arm swatches for you, but I just wanted to give you my thoughts on these products first before we get into that. So I got these about a day and a half ago. So I actually filmed the lip swatches as soon as I got the products because I wanted to get them up onto Instagram. If you don't follow me on Instagram, you should. My handle is down below in the description box. But I had a quick arm and lip swatch video on there of the 6 colors that I got. And because so many of you had been tagging me on this new release, I wanted to get that up there for you guys just so you could see some colors like in real life, because those Sephora swatches are always really, really bad. I feel like they're either really dark or they're really cool toned. I don't know, maybe it's just me, but I always find the Sephora swatches to be inaccurate. And whenever I purchase something blindly off of Sephora, it's usually a surprise. So anyway, this is not a Sephora review. This is a Tom Ford review. So currently I am wearing the color Quiver, which at the moment is my favorite one. I find it's the most, kind of wearable, neutral, kind of like a My Lips But Better kind of color. This is the matte finish. So as you can probably tell, it is not a full matte, and the way that they describe it, at least on Sephora's site, is that it's a soft matte. It's not very matte at all. It's actually more of like a velvety kind of finish, but it's really, really highly pigmented. And actually on the Sephora site, they actually call out 2 ingredients. One is daikon radish oil. It's a 100% natural emollient oil, and then also mineral powder, which gives a comfortable matte finish. And just so you know, it's also free of parabens, formaldehydes, phthalates, and mineral oil. It's also gluten-free, which is really great. So I want to approximate about 15 minutes for this lip product to kind of fully dry down to its natural state. When you put it on, it feels really moisturizing. It really has a nice kind of satiny finish to it. You really, at least for me, it was really hard to imagine how this was going to become a matte in any way, but it does eventually dry down. And what I feel like it does is any of the moisturizing ingredients in the lip product kind of just eventually gets absorbed and soaked into your lips, and your lips are left feeling really, really moisturized. But you have, again, this just really natural kind of matte finish. It's not like a liquid lipstick in any way. It doesn't dry down to something really matte. It's not transfer proof. This definitely transfers. This definitely transfers. And I have to say, I'm very, very impressed with this formula. I am not a matte lipstick wearer, and some of the mattes that Tom Ford has come out with recently, like those satin matte lipsticks, the one that come in the thinner tube, those I thought went on really nicely, but they dried down to the point where I could feel them, and I really didn't like that. And then last year he actually released the original lip lacquers, and there were 3 finishes in that line, and one of them was matte, and I got 1 color in that, and it dried down so much that it was just way too uncomfortable. I never wear that color. In fact, I should probably just toss it out or give it to a friend, but it really is so uncomfortable. And oh, how could I forget the lip lacquer Extremes, the one in the silver tube. I purchased that in the color Slicker, and that one was terrible. It dried down to the point where it was chipping off of my lips. It was that dry. In recent history, Tom Ford has released, matte type formulas that I have not been a fan of, but this one, very, very comfortable. So straight out of the tube, it doesn't remind me of much other lip products. It's a little bit thicker than something like the YSL. Someone actually asked me on Instagram how similar it was to the YSL. And the YSL, the one that comes with the little spatula, that has a very, very thin consistency. That one is a very unusual consistency. At least it's unusual for me. It's very, very thin. But this, I feel like it's thicker, but it's not moussey. There's just more substance to it. But once I apply it and I'm wearing it and I'm experiencing it, this actually is very, very similar to me to the Giorgio Armani Lip Maestros, and I love these. This formula is much moussier. It's a little bit lighter. It kind of goes on. It feels like it's whipped. This doesn't have that feeling, but once both of these products are on your lips, they kind of have the same feeling. They feel a little bit velvety. They're not transfer proof. They're not totally matte, but they kind of have the same experience and wear on the lips. And I love these. And so far, I am really enjoying this matte formula from Tom Ford. I did wear it when I first got these in yesterday. I did wear this color. I want to say I wore this probably for about 5 or 6 hours and it remained comfortable. Again, it wasn't transfer proof. So it definitely wore off when I like ate and when I drank. Definitely. But with just normal wear, like sitting here, if you're not doing any eating or drinking or anything like that, it's pretty much going to stay put. It really has a nice longevity in that regard. As for the vinyl or the high shine finish, I think is what they call them on Sephora, I got 2 of them. So I got Knockout and I got Insinuate. And this formula is also very interesting too. It is very thick going on. And when I first put it on, I thought, oh my God, I'm not going to like this because I really don't like lip products that you can kind of feel. It's very distracting for me. But again, it's just such an interesting formula. It goes on and then it just sort of sits on your lips. And because it has a high shine, but kind of vinyl finish to it, it's great because it doesn't really move. I mean, it's not transfer proof in any way, but much like this, there's a lot of like longevity. It doesn't move. It doesn't just kind of fade or wear away. It really just kind of like, I don't know, it's almost like it's sucked onto your lips. It's really cool. I really love the color Knockout, which you'll see swatches of, but it's a really bright, like orange red color. In comparison to the regular lip lacquer vinyl finish that he came out with last year, that formula is a little bit looser. You know, it kind of goes on more like a really pigmented kind of gloss that has a nice shine. This, I want to say, the shine isn't quite as much as that one. It's a little bit more dulled down. And again, you'll see this in the lip swatches. It's much more pigmented. It is much more of a dense kind of formula. So this, just like the matte finish, I'm really enjoying this formula. It's very interesting to me. It's not like any other product I have in my collection because I don't generally go for like liquid or cream lip products that have a lot of pigment. Generally, I like glosses, as you guys know. I like glosses that are very sheer. I like lip products that are very sheer. This is like no joke pigment, like no joke pigment. So this is very different for me and I really enjoy it. It's actually very, very comfortable. If you want pigmentation, this line is for you. All 6 of the colors that I got, they went on seamlessly. You know, I only went back and forth just to spread the product around, but it wasn't for pigmentation. It wasn't to kind of even out pigmentation at all. They all went on really, really evenly. And in terms of scent, like most of the Tom Ford lip products, it has a little bit of like a vanilla birthday cake scent to it. It's pretty prominent when you open up the bottle and when you apply it, but it's already faded. I don't smell it. It doesn't linger. It fades pretty quickly. And then last but not least, before we get into the arm and lip swatches, I just want to talk about packaging. The packaging on these are really beautiful. These are glass bottles. They have a clear bottom so you can see what color you're dealing with. They're kind of like the size of a lipstick and they're just really easy to work with. The applicator is really nice as well. It just has a straight up doe foot applicator. It comes to a nice point so that you can really kind of like outline your lips. I didn't need to put on any lip liner when I was using these. And it has like nice gold accents and then the top here, there's like a gold plate on the top with the TF there. So really beautiful packaging. I love them. And I love that that sound when they click together. It actually reminds me of mahjong tiles. I don't know if anyone out there plays mahjong, but when the tiles click together, they kind of sound similar. Anyway, that was really a random aside. So let's go ahead and get into the arm and lip swatches. So that is it for this video. I hope you enjoyed it. Please give it a thumbs up if you did. Please comment down below with any questions that you may have. This is a new release, so I know you're probably going to have plenty of questions, but subscribe down below if you haven't already. I'll see you in my next video.